evening everyone, you are watching Daily Times Himachal News Bulletin. Here you will get today's all the important updates of Himachal Pradesh in one go. So let's start. Moving to the first news of today's bulletin, Royal Apple price increased by Rs 10 in Kullu, Himachal. After 4 days in Kullu district of Himachal Pradesh, the prices of royal apples have been increased. On Tuesday, super class royal apples were sold up to Rs 60 per kg at Bandrol vegetable market in Kullu district. Due to this, gardeners have heaved a sigh of relief to some extent. Earlier, this apple was getting Rs 40 to 50 per kg. After the increase in the price in Bandrol Mandi, it has been seen as a sign of getting better prices in other fruit markets of the state. Despite good yields, most of the gardeners have stopped harvesting due to low prices. Right now, 22 to 25,000 apple crates are reaching the Bandrol vegetable market of the state daily. Earlier, 50 to 60,000 crates were coming. Moving ahead to the second news of today's bulletin, the soldier who came home on leave died while cleaning pistol. A soldier died after he was fired while cleaning a licensed pistol in Kungadat village of Pune district on Wednesday morning. On receiving this information, the police has started investigation by taking the body in possession. According to the information received from the police, Gulab Singh, aged 30 years, son of Adanis Singh, a resident of Kungadat, had come home on a month's leave. While cleaning the licensed pistol at around 7 a.m. on Wednesday, a sudden bullet was fired. It hit Gulab Singh's head. The family immediately called the local doctor, but the doctor declared him pronounced dead. Moving ahead to the next news in today's bulletin, Himachal Congress made a ruckus outside the Adanis store. Congress MLA and workers led by Congress State President Kuldeep Singh Rathore demonstrated outside the Adani cold store in Bithal on the falling prices of apple in Himachal Pradesh. Rathore said that if Congress comes to power, Adani's address can also be cleared from the state. In order to save thousands of gardeners from the loot of Delhi's earthias, Adani was allowed to set up a CA stores at cheap prices during the Congress period. But today Adani is working against the conditions and agreements imposed by the state government. Rathore warned if the loot from the gardeners was not banned soon, then a big agitation would be launched at the state level. Moving ahead to the next news in today's bulletin, drizzle in Shimla. Weather forecast to remain bad till September 7. The capital Shimla received light drizzle on Wednesday afternoon. It was cloudy throughout the day in the city. The weather remained mixed in other parts of the state as well. The rain is forecasted to continue in the state till September 7. On Tuesday night, 56 mm of rain was recorded in Nalgarh, 40 mm in Jhanduta, Bilaspur 38 mm, Gule 24 mm, Rajgarh Gadgal 22 mm, 17 in Saharanpur, and 13 in Wangtu, 11 in Bartin, 8 in Shimla Nahan, 6 in Karsog, and Banjar Naina Devi recorded 5 mm of rain. Moving ahead to the next news in today's bulletin. These 17 teachers will get State Level Teacher Award. List released. Himachal Pradesh government will give State Level Teacher Award to 17 teachers working in government school this year. Education Secretary Rajiv Sharma on Wednesday released the list of teachers to be honored on Teachers' Day on September 5. Governor Rajendra Vishwanath Arlekar will facilitate at the State Guest House, Peterhof, Shimla. Chief Minister Jairam Thakur will preside over the function. Education Minister Govind Singh Thakur will also be present. Moving ahead to the next news in today's bulletin, CM Jairam convened a meeting of the Legislature Party on the preparations for the address of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Chief Minister Jairam Thakur has called a meeting of the Legislature Party at the State Guest House, Peterhof, Shimla at 7 p.m. on Thursday. In this proposed virtual address of Prime Minister Narendra Modi on September 6 will be discussed. Narendra Modi will interact with the people of the state and the frontline workers after meeting the 10% target of applying first dose of corona vaccine in the state. CM has called all the ministers and BJP MLAs for the meeting. Moving ahead in today's bulletin, Kinnaur's Vinakshi and Sujata got gold medal. Deepika won silver medal in the National Senior Kickboxing competition held in Goa from 26th to 30th August. The daughters of Kinnaur of Himachal Pradesh have proved their mettle. Vinakshi Negi and Sujata Negi won gold medals in the event. Deepika Negi won the silver medal. All three are residents of Sangla in Kinnaur. In the 60 kg category, Vinakshi defeated the player from Manipur. In the 48 kg category, Sujata defeated Haryana's boxer. In 65 kg category, Deepika Negi won the silver medal by defeating the player of Maharashtra. Moving ahead to the next news in today's bulletin, Gardeners Association suggestion to the government. If C-grade apples do not go to the market, the rate will improve. If C-grade apples stop going in the market, the rates of A and B-grade apples can improve. The Progressive Apple Growers Association has suggested through the government that steps need to be taken to prevent C-grade apples from entering the market. When only A and B-grade apples reach the market, the rate will improve. Chairman Lokendra Singh Bisht says that at present C-grade apples are also present in the market. Because of this, even good apples are not getting good prices. In the market mediation scheme, the government is buying apples at the rate of 9.5 rupees per kg. Moving on to the next news in today's bulletin, cabinet meeting will be held on September 4. May decide on opening of schools. The decision to reopen the school for the students can be taken in the meeting of the state cabinet going to be held in the secretariat on September 4. Last month, the government had decided to keep the schools closed for the students till September 5. Now there is plan to reopen the school for the students of class 9 to 12. If the situation improves, the Education Department has sent a proposal in this regard to the government. Many neighboring states have opened schools. In such a situation, Himachal government is also going to consider this. Moving ahead to the next news, which is also related to the reopening of colleges. Students did not show enthusiasm. Less than 50% reached the college on the first day. In Himachal Pradesh, after about 5 months, less than 50% students reached the colleges that opened from Wednesday on the very first day. There was no enthusiasm among the students to come to the college. Students and teachers and non-teachers were given admission in colleges only after thermal screening. Wearing of face mask was compulsory for all. The Education Department has given instructions to accommodate only 50% students in classes from September 1. Moving ahead to the next news in today's bulletin, 5 more infected died in Himachal. 228 people report positive. 5 more corona positive patients have died in Himachal Pradesh on Wednesday. This tally includes a 63-year-old male in Chamba district, 65-year-old male and female from Kangra, 73-year-old male from Kullu, and an 83-year-old woman from Una district of the state. On the other hand, 228 cases of corona have been reported in the state in last 24 hours. The death toll of corona in the state has reached 3,587. At the same time, 2,13,799 cases of corona have come so far in the state. Out of these, 2,08,409 cases have been cured. Corona active cases have reached 1,784. Out of these, there are 117 cases in Bilaspur district, 143 in Chamba, 259 in Hamirpur district, 315 in Kangra district, 33 in Kinnor, 89 in Kullu, 36 in Lahore Sipti, 378 in Mandi, 281 in Shimla, 15 in Sirmoor, 66 in Solan, and 52 in Una. During the last 24 hours, 104 patients have been cured and samples of 10,477 people were taken for corona examination. Moving ahead to the next news in today's bulletin. Horticulture Minister Mahendra Singh strange advice said sell apples in gardener's crate. Avoid extravagant expenses by selling apples in the horticulture crates of Himachal Pradesh. After the ruckus caused by the falling prices of apples for the last few days, Horticulture Minister Mahendra Singh has finally given this advice to gardeners. Breaking the silence, Mahendra Singh said during a media interaction on Wednesday that the gardeners of Manali are plucking apples without grading and filling them in crates and selling them in the markets. These gardeners do not spend any money on cartons, trays, packing, gardening, fruit washing. The government is giving 50% subsidy to the gardeners in the purchase of crates. If gardener sells apples in crates, they will avoid the cost of cartons, trays, packing, grading and washing of fruits. Moving ahead to the next news in today's bulletin, amidst the crisis on purchase, the apple of the app variety sold for rupees 140 per kg. Even though apples are not getting a good price in the market these days, but on Wednesday, apples of the variety of apps were sold at a record of rupees 140 per kg in Parla Mandi of Kyog in Himachal Pradesh. The buyer from Maharashtra has bought a lot of 12 boxes. The excellent color, size, lustre and weight fetched the apples good rates. Prem Singh Chauhan, a gardener of Jaltar village of Kothaki, has prepared a new variety of red, delicious apps. Moving ahead to the next news in today's bulletin, Himachal BJP's charge sheet against Congress leaders opened again before the by-election. Just before the by-elections in Himachal Pradesh, BJP's charge sheet against Congress leaders has been reopened in vigilance. On Wednesday, Chief Minister Jairam Thakur called a meeting of vigilance officers at Ogo Shimla and held consultations with them on the various investigations conducted on the basis of this charge sheet. In the charge sheet, more than 40 Congress leaders and officers were accused of corruption. Moving on to the next news in today's bulletin, Sports Minister Anurag welcomed Nishad, who reached Delhi. Nishad Kumar, who won silver medal in high jump at Tokyo Paralympics, was received by Union Sports Minister Anurag Thakur at his Delhi residence on his arrival in India. Anurag congratulates Nishad on his success. He said that Nishad's performance has infused a new enthusiasm among the youth. They have emerged as a new source of inspiration. The Union Minister said that the journey of Nishad has been very challenging. Anurag wishes Nishad all the best for his future ventures. Moving to the last news of today's bulletin, the government, surrounded by the issue of falling apple rates, is now worried about the corn. In the meeting, there was a consultation on getting good prices. The Himachal Pradesh government, surrounded by the issue of falling apple rates, is now worried about the corn. Even before the harvesting of maize, the government called a meeting of agriculture and marketing officers at the state secretariat, and this serious consultations were held on getting a good price for maize crop. Agriculture department will contact Una-based ethanol industry to get good price for maize crop. So that's it for today's bulletin, guys. We will meet you again tomorrow. Till then, take care, stay safe. Bye-bye.